On this episode of the Ktown Connects podcast, we are going to tear the house down with some great conversation about nutrition, healthy living, and CBD oil as we connect with Mark Wistar, the owner of House of Nutrition and Wellness. Cue that music.
Kenosha, that great big busy town, right in the middle of the USA, between the New York Harbor and the San Francisco Bay. Where the wonderful east, the beautiful west, that's the right place to be from. Sing it so loud of it because we're so proud of it, Kenosha, my hometown. Give me a beer. No! Oh.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Ktown Connects. I'm one of your hosts. My name is Jason, and I'm here with
Donny.
And today we're talking with Mark Wistar, owner of House of Nutrition and Wellness.
I'm looking forward to this conversation.
Yeah, they're located at 5824 Sixth Avenue, right there in downtown Kenosha. But before we get to that, where are we at, Donny?
We are recording here at Luigi's Pizza Kitchen, located at 7531 39th Avenue, and they're open Tuesday through Sunday. Give them a call at 262-694-6565.
And find their full menu and order online at luigispizzakenosha.com.
Order those pizza pies.
That's right. You can follow us on all those social media outlets, including Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Drop us a review on Facebook or on your favorite podcast provider. Help us spread the word about the hottest podcast in town.
And that's the Ktown Connects podcast.
Also, look for the Ktown Connects podcast on Spectrum Channel 14 and the Kenosha Community Media streaming channel on Roku. We air every Wednesday at 11 a.m. and Sundays at 5 p.m.
Yeah, tune into that. It's great.
We never know what episode they're airing.
Right.
They're airing something.
It's a surprise. They have pretty much all of it.
We don't have a video. We have to look at pictures of us.
Right, but hey, it's all good. It's supporting local.
Yeah,
you know. I also want to thank Dropping Daisies for that killer theme song.
Great theme song. Still number one in our hearts.
Yep, and number one on the Donny Stancato charts. Thank you, Dropping Daisies.
And don't forget, you can show your support for the Ktown Connects podcast by getting your very own Ktown Connects merchandise, courtesy of the Letter Machine. They got t-shirts, sweatshirts, beanies, koozies, and more. You can find a quick link to the web store at ktownconnects.com.
Also want to give a little shout out to our Patreon supporter of the week, Brett Bjorn. Thank you, Brett, for joining the after party at patreon.com/ktownconnects. Brett and all of our Patreon supporters get early access to each episode, bonus material, and the critically acclaimed bonus show. It is what it is. And
Wait, critically acclaimed?
Yeah, I'm the critic. I acclaim it. It's so good. And so much more. Subscriptions start as low as, get this, Jason,
what?
$2 a month.
Wow.
You can find the quick link at ktownconnects.com as well.
So you're telling me for $2 a month, I get early access to each episode?
Yep.
Bonus material?
Yep.
And the critically acclaimed show, it is what it is?
Yes, you are correct.
Wow.
I know. As low as $2. That's a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
I mean, go subscribe.
That's much I pay for my cup of coffee down at Common Grounds.
Yep.
5159 6th Avenue.
Great sponsor of the Ktown Connects podcast. Yeah. Hit that subscribe button. Pay for $2 a month. You can hear the bonus material from Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be worth it alone right there.
Ooh.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, speaking of Mark, welcome to the Ktown Connects podcast. How are you today, Mark?
I'm doing good. Hi, Jason. Hi, Donny.
Hello.
It's good to be here.
It's a privilege to have you here. I'm looking forward to this one. Right?
Yeah?
Yeah. All right, Mark, we're just going to kind of get to know you a little bit here. So you did not grow up in Kenosha, correct?
No.
Where'd you grow up?
I was born in Mount Prospect.
Oh.
So not too far.
Yeah, not too
We had
far.
a lot of people that came from Illinois up to Kenosha.
Yeah.
A lot of our guests.
Yeah. It's
Well,
fascinating.
I left Mount Prospect when I was 12, moved up to Greenfield, right outside of Milwaukee.
Okay.
And so I went to middle school and high school there.
All right.
Why'd your family move?
My father got a job in Milwaukee.
Oh, okay.
So he transferred from a business in Chicago up into Milwaukee.
So then you're up there, and then you graduate. And then what was your kind of idea? What you want to do? What you want to do when you grew up, when you were a teenager?
I wasn't sure. I was a little immature, I think.
Yeah.
Were you a bad boy? Are you bad?
I had fun.
Okay. Good way to put it, Mark.
As soon as I graduated, I moved back to Illinois to Des Plaines.
Okay.
And then kind of went back and forth between Greenfield and Des Plaines for a while. Then I moved up to Pleasant Prairie in about 1978.
Oh, what brought you to Pleasant Prairie then?
A job. I was working in Waukegan, and so I wanted to be closer. So I moved up to Pleasant Prairie.
And it was cheaper up here in Wisconsin?
Yeah, it was nicer. I liked it up here.
Okay.
I really liked it up here.
How old were you when you moved to Pleasant Prairie?
Boy, I was in my 20s. I don't remember exactly how old I was, but it was in my 20s.
Did you scope out a lot of areas before you moved and you decided
I did.
on
I was
Pleasant
looking
Prairie?
at Antioch. I was looking a little bit out west, but ended up in Pleasant Prairie. Matter of fact, I lived right down the street from the gin mill, so I used to go there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the Bohats, that used to be not too far away. I don't know if you ever heard of that. That's gone. It's a park now.
Oh.
But it used to be just a nice little neighborhood bar.
Okay. Where was that at?
It was in Pleasant Prairie. I forget the name of the street. It's kind of like a back street that you can go to Costco on.
Okay.
It was back in there.
Oh, all right. Okay.
So,
I want to talk to Chris Allen to dig up some pictures of that if there's some there.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Nice little neighborhood bars.
So when you came to Pleasant Prairie, you obviously came around to Kenosha and stuff. What were some of your first impressions of Kenosha?
Back then, they had the pedestrian streets. They had just been put in.
Okay.
And I liked downtown Kenosha, but it was starting to die. And starting to looking just,
rundown.
a little rundown, not too bad.
Because if our listeners, someone doesn't know, back then in the 70s and 80s, they closed off Sixth Avenue downtown. And they had, the roads went east and west, but the road going north and south was closed off, and it was a pedestrian mall, they called it.
That is outrageous to me.
Yeah, it was weird.
They did it in Highland Park.
Oh, really?
And it worked.
Okay.
But Highland Park was a lot different from Kenosha, and I don't know why it didn't work here exactly. I was busy doing other things, and I was living out in Pleasant Prairie, but I did go downtown a lot. I used to go to Barton's and I forget some of the names of the places, but I went downtown quite a bit.
So you kind of fell in love with downtown back then in a way.
Yeah.
See, some people think that it's not so much that the pedestrian mall that killed downtown. It was more of everything was moving westward already then.
It was.
Everything was coming out to Pershing Plaza. Everything was going out to different areas. So that kind of was like a big attribute to that. It wasn't
Pershing Plaza was big back then.
Yeah.
And I worked for Sears.
Oh.
Yeah.
What did you do at Sears?
I worked in paint.
Oh.
Used to mix paint and sell paint for houses.
Did you work there when Rob Grskowiak worked there? Because he said that he worked there as well. Yeah.
I'm not sure. We could have. I did work there when Mary Lou Mahone worked there. She was in catalog.
Oh.
And I didn't get a chance to talk to Mary Lou that much there because she was in catalog and they were in a different area.
Yeah.
But I know everybody loved her. And I remember she used to drag the kids in. And now I'm friends with her kids. I'm friends with Tim and Cersei and artists, So they do so many great things for the community. So Mary Lou was doing that way back. And then her kids continued that on. So it's wonderful.
How long did you work at Sears for?
Quite a while, because I was going to school, too. I went to Gateway.
Oh, okay.
And I got my mechanical design degree there.
Whoa.
I was on student government there.
What is that?
Mechanical design?
Yeah.
Well, I was a draftsman.
Oh, wow.
And my mother's father was an architect in Philadelphia. He used to design cathedrals.
Wow.
And he also taught at Drexel University. He was a professor there. So I just always, my mom's side of the family always had a lot of artistic abilities. And I have some of it, and I liked drawing and design. I wanted to be an architect.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. But, that's very hard to break into. So I did work for a number of companies in, mechanical design. I worked for the AT&T network software center down in Lisle, Western Electric and Wheeling when that was there. So, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So while you're here in Kenosha, you're kind of doing your thing. You find this store in the Uptown area there called House of Nutrition.
When I was living here, you're right. I found that store was on 22nd Avenue, actually in Rob Voskowiak's building that burned a couple weeks before.
Oh, before the civil unrest, right?
Right,
Okay,
that's
over
where
there.
it was.
What was it? Was it the record shop? Was that where House of Nutrition was? Or was it 2
I
stores down?
can't remember because once House of Nutrition moved, I really didn't go back to
Right.
that building for anything.
Yeah.
So there was nothing that.
What drew you to House of Nutrition when you were just looking for vitamins?
Well, I
or-
was living in Waukegan, and I used to go to a vitamin shop there, and I
Okay.
really liked it. Then I moved to Pleasant Prairie, and I started going to House of
Okay,
Nutrition.
had to find a local spot. And
Right. And Steve Haught was the owner, and I liked Steve.
was that
It was
one
a
of the
great
only
place.
kind of places like that around in Kenosha, or were there other ones then?
I
Do you
believe
remember?
that was the only one.
Okay.
I can't think of any other. There may have been a GNC, but
Oh,
that
yeah,
wasn't
yeah.
exactly the same. You know, the House of Nutrition had a lot of unique kind of exotic things that I like ginseng tea, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
So then you found the House of Nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
You're going there. You're buying your supplements. You're friendly with the staff there.
Yep.
How did you convince the owner to move to downtown Kenosha?
well, the uptown area was getting a little rough, and I guess it was around 2006.
Okay.
The House of Nutrition, I believe, came up from Chicago in the 1960s.
Oh.
And I don't know exactly what year Steve bought it, but it was getting a little rough. And I had a building downtown on Sixth Avenue. It was a beauty shop.
So for a while there, they moved the store downtown, and you're still kind of going there, you're a regular customer. What were you doing then for work? Were you still at Sears, or were you somewhere else?
No, I was at a company called Bueller in Lake Bluff.
Okay, that's a commute.
And they what?
That's a commute.
It's a commute, but good company. I worked there for 32 years.
Oh wow, okay.
And they were owned when I first went there. They were privately owned, and that was great working there then. The company had just been built there for a year when I started.
Wow, okay.
And they were switching to a new business system, computer system.
Okay.
And I worked for Culligan in Northbrook before that.
Hey, Culligan man.
Yep. And I took care of, since my mechanical degree and everything, design degree, I was working with engineering at Culligan, switching them over to a new computer system.
Wow.
So that ended. I got engineering working with that. And when they found that out at Bueller, they hired me because they were in the midst of doing the same thing.
Oh, okay.
And so I helped them with that. But I was a draftsman when I started there.
32 years.
32 years.
Wow.
But then I'd say after about 6 years, there was an opening in purchasing.
Oh,
And I liked how people in purchasing could go out and socialize. I was pretty much restricted except when we went out for certain things to meet with clients. In engineering, I was there all the time. But with purchasing, I could get out, and I traveled.
oh, fun.
So I went over to Germany, different places all around the country. And I love that. I like going out, meeting with vendors, coming up with ideas, cost savings.
And that switch probably just kept you there even longer because you're enjoying it so much more.
Yeah, I really liked it. Yeah.
Well, Mark, for being someone that's worked many years at Sears and for 32 years at this other job, and then also what you do now, you look great for your age.
Yes,
There must be
I know.
there must be something down there at the House of
It's the
Nutrition
supplements.
that's paying off down there. And I think we're going to find out more about these supplements and these nutritional items when we come right back with more with Mark Wistar.
And we're back from that first break.
And what a break it
It
was.
was a break. Oh, a break and a half right there. Now we're back with Mark Wistar from House of Nutrition. And House of Nutrition is located in beautiful downtown Kenosha at 5824 6th Avenue. You can give them a call at 262-652-4787. Check them out on their website at thenutritionhouse.com. They're open Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m., Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., Sunday, noon to 4, and check them out on Facebook and Instagram.
They're right on that crook where 6th Avenue turns into 6th Avenue A.
Yes.
Next to, is that called Friendship Park?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
It's a great park. Right?
Across from the Orpheum.
Yep.
Okay. That was a former location of the YMCA, I believe, way back when.
Oh, interesting. Did not know that.
Yeah.
Which was where the park is now?
Either your building or the park. I'm thinking of where the park is.
Oh. Could be.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know it was right on that.
Well, we got
curve.
two history buffs here.
Yeah, I know it was a bar at one time. I think it was a billiard hall even one
Okay.
time.
Oh, wow.
I think it might have been the building next to it was the old YMCA before they
Okay.
built the other one.
I know the House of Nutrition on the tax bill, it was built in 1899.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That is old.
Yeah.
One of the older buildings down there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow. All right, Mark. So I want to just kind of get this backstory straight here.
Sure.
So the House of Nutrition, originated in the Chicago area.
Correct.
In the 60s. Then it moved to
No,
Kenosha.
in 1947,
1947.
I think, in Chicago.
Okay.
Wow.
Okay.
Then two girls, family members, brought it up to Kenosha in the 1960s.
Oh,
from
wow.
my understanding.
Okay. And then that was in Uptown.
Correct.
And you were going there. You loved it.
Yep.
And then you told them, hey, I got a building in downtown Kenosha. You guys should move your
What made you decide to buy this building in downtown Kenosha? Just get into real estate kind of thing? And
Yeah,
Well, you were
I was a
realtor.
realtor in Illinois, and I got my appraiser's license.
wow, you have a lot of hats, Mark.
I know,
yeah.
for real.
I always did. I mean, when I was working for corporate, I was working in real estate too. Because I was buying real estate, and I bought real estate in 4 states. I had income property in Illinois, Wisconsin, Nevada, and Arizona.
Wow. Is there any places that you owned in Kenosha? Was that like one of your major ones, or are there other places?
Yeah, actually, well, it wasn't.
Or any
first,
places
it
of
was-
interest?
Pardon?
Any other places of interest,
Other ones that I own?
In Kenosha, yeah.
Yes, I own a small hotel.
Oh,
I own.
there's a small hotel in Kenosha?
The Bluebird?
No. The Wistar Plaza.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. In beautiful
Yeah.
downtown Kenosha.
Correct. And I also own Gig Hive.
Oh, I wanted to ask you about a hot rumor. Is there going to be a new place coming in there?
Hopefully,
Oh.
as far as I know, but
Okay.
I don't know any more details right now. I have to find out.
Now, where was that? Was that on?
That's on 58th.
Right
Next to Public Brewing,
Next
so-
to Public.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
stay tuned. There might
Oh,
be
yeah.
something
I've heard
happening
rumors
soon
about that
there.
place. Okay.
Yeah.
So what made you scoop up all this downtown property?
That used to be a great place, a great music store when I was a kid.
Oh.
Earful of
Was
music.
it? Ah.
That
Yes.
building right there. Yeah.
It was a dance studio too.
Okay.
Gina Lorenza
Oh, yes.
And Ricky
Yes.
owned it.
Yep.
Yeah. But that's where I first met Ricky.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Full circle. There
Yeah.
we go. I like that.
Yeah.
Not Earful. It was Rave On Music was downtown. Earful was out on Persian.
Ah.
Yeah, it was Rave On Music. And then they moved over to where K9 Cable used to be over on 6th.
Ah.
They were over there for a little while, and then they closed
Yeah.
up. A lot of used stuff. They find a
Yeah.
lot of cassettes for $2. A lot of,
Oh,
I
yeah.
was able to buy a lot of records there for
Yeah.
dirt cheap because that was before it
Yeah.
became hip,
Yeah.
All right, Mark. So House of Nutrition is downtown now.
Mm-hmm.
You're still going there, getting your supplements. What made you decide to purchase House of Nutrition?
Well, Steve was there. He was doing well.
Steve Ogren? The
No.
manager? Oh,
Well, he was there too.
Okay.
And he was on 22nd when I was going there.
Mm-hmm.
And before that, there was Dave Kosiski, who worked there before Dave Ogren. Steve Hott was kind of letting it dwindle down. He wanted to retire.
Oh, okay.
And he was in good shape, but he just wanted to get out of the business. He couldn't find anybody to buy it. And I was thinking of buying it. I approached him a couple times. He wanted quite a bit of money. My accountant said, no, don't do it. And finally, I made him an offer, and he accepted it. I was trying to get money to put down on it and buy the business, but everybody wanted these, and I can understand why these places that were going to loan you money, they wanted a business plan and all these things, but I'm still working. I'm still doing all these things. I got real estate.
You just want to add another thing to your plate,
Yeah,
right?
I really, I really didn't want to fill out all this paperwork for a business plan. I mean, it really looked like a lot of work. So I just took it out of my 401k and just bought it.
Did you ever own a business before this? Because I don't know.
Well,
You've had
my
did
real
so
estate
much.
business.
Okay.
Yeah, and there was
But not like a shop or any kind or anything like that, huh?
No.
Okay.
No.
This is kind of new for you. Like,
This was new. So I bought it, I closed on it at the lawyer's office, and I went in there and I sat down.
You fired everybody?
I thought, oh my God, what am I doing?
Oh, yep.
Here I am now, and I've got 2 people working there, and they have my whole life in their hands.
Right.
And we're both kind of uncomfortable. I don't know enough about this, the inner working. I have to depend on them. And I went home, and I don't think I slept a wink that night because I'm thinking, what am I going to do? How do I control this? How am I going to do this? It was like too much. But then I thought, I'm going to hire this person that's only working part-time that I know. Then I'll have somebody there that can help me, that I know at least. And, Steve Ogren and Jill stayed on, quite a number of years. Yeah.
Steve and I go back quite a ways. Steve Ogren, if anybody doesn't know him, I don't know if you know him, he is one crazy motherfucker.
He is,
but he's such a great guy. He is hilarious.
And boy, does he know vitamin supplements. He's like he's a genius when it comes to vitamin. He knows how they work. He knows what they do for people, and people loved him. Even his crazy sense of humor. Yep. He's a veteran, also.
Yep.
And I depended on him for years.
Steve and Jill, they kind of came with the business?
Yes.
Okay, and then you hired a new person on?
Yes.
And who was this?
And that was, it was Bill Erickson for a while.
Oh, okay.
Our hometown hero. And then I hired Dave Kosiski.
Okay.
I bought it I think I closed on it October 1st of 2014.
Oh, really? That recent, huh?
Yes.
Okay.
And then Dave Kosiski came in December of that year and said, hey, I wouldn't mind working here again, And he had worked up there before Steve Ogren on 22nd Avenue. So I said, oh, sure. Dave knows vitamins too, of course.
Right. Yeah.
And he's been really good.
Yep.
So
you had your team ready to go.
Right. And I was still working.
Oh, okay.
I worked still for Bueller down on corporate.
Oh, okay.
So pretty much you were relying on that staff to kind of run the store
I had
for
to,
you.
I'd be there on weekends, but other than that, I had to rely on them.
Right.
And so I worked for Bueller for 2 more years after that. And then I went to Africa.
Oh.
Whoa.
And I was there in a lodge, and the last day I was there, I just looked out over the terrain, and I was at sunrise, and I think to myself, when I go back, it's getting to be too much. I'm ready. I'm just going to give my 2-month notice and go to House Nutrition full time.
Wow. So, did you just kind of think of it like that? You're like, oh, I got to go.
That's exactly what I did.
Wow.
Yep.
No regret to this day.
No.
You're rocking and rolling down there right now. So
I love working there.
That is great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, you're doing great down there. And these days, brick and mortars are kind of a hard business to thrive, to survive, or even, much less thrive. But you've been doing it, and what do you attribute to that?
Well, through thick and thin, we've had our base of customers, and that's what's really saved us. Plus, we're getting a lot of new customers. Before the pandemic, we were getting a lot of tourists.
Okay.
And the tourists spend money when they come because, to them, our products are very cheap, and the taxes are only, 5.8% compared to Chicago or other areas of the country. So, they stock up. Matter of fact, we ship to other states too, our CBD oil.
Oh, I want to ask you about your CBD oil, Mark. You have your own brand, Hemp Rescue.
Correct.
Walk me through how this is your brand. How did this come to be? This is the number 1 CBD oil in the Midwest area and probably beyond, correct?
Yeah,
and this is your own. You and a couple of people came up with this, right?
Correct.
So tell our listeners a little bit about this.
Well, I go through a middleman, but my supplier's out in Denver area, and he's been doing this for years. He's a genius. They have pulled out cannabinoids that nobody else has in this product.
Wow.
We have, for instance, the 1,000 milligram. We have regular, or we have Energy Plus. So the Energy Plus is great, when you're working out. I'll take it in the morning. It affects that part of the brain. It'll give you a little bit of extra energy when you're working out. But the CBD has the effect of reducing inflammation.
Oh.
So I'm never in pain. I have trainers I go to, and a couple days later they ask me, "Oh, how do you feel?" I'm like,
Feel great.
"Fine. Why?" they get on it too.
There you go.
They do. Yeah.
So this is your own brand, exclusively to House of Nutrition,
Correct.
Hemp Rescue.
Correct.
And it comes in many different forms, correct?
Yes.
So
Creams, capsules,
gummies,
the oil, gummies, and I have a lot of doctors in the area that recommend their patients come.
That's great. You got to be very proud of coming up with
Yes.
the product so good. I mean, it's not like that stuff you get at the gas station. This is the real deal. Hemp Rescue.
But now CBD oil, it's kind of almost became like a new fad recently. Was it illegal at a time and then it became legal?
Correct.
Is that what happened? Why it suddenly like burst onto the scene like it did?
Correct.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, when we were getting it, it was kind of going back and forth. Some state representatives didn't want it to be legal. And we were afraid we were going to get raided at some point. I remember a policeman
we were
came
talking
in
about this.
when I was on the phone with, my suppliers at Hemp Rescue. And I thought, oh no.
Maybe I'm going to have to cancel that order.
He wanted some cream.
Oh.
So he was interested. He wasn't there to, but I heard of some health food stores being busted,
Wow.
and they're taking their inventory. So it was kind of scary at first, but I saw that it was helping so many people, and it's like, boy, this makes sense. This is,
Well, I can personally attest to the benefits of CBD oil for my dog.
Yeah.
My dog, like this is maybe 3 or 4 years ago, he was having a lot of hip pain. He was like, anytime he got up, he would just be limping, and I felt so sorry for him. He looked like he was in miserable shape.
Mm-hmm.
So we decided let's try him out with some CBD oil. So I went down and got some of the Hemp Rescue from you, and I started putting it in his food. I gave him like a little vial each day. And let me tell you, the results have been amazing.
Oh yeah.
Wow. He still like stretched a little bit when he gets up, but don't we all?
Yeah.
But he doesn't limp anymore at all. We've been on this for about 3 years now. He's been on the CBD oil, and he doesn't limp around at all anymore. He's
good to hear.
He's a great dog. He has a good time. He's feeling good, and the only thing I tested to is the CBD oil because that's what changed.
Yeah.
And so if you have a dog that's in pain, I would really highly suggest. Getting some CBD oil and just putting a little bit in his food each day, and
get that Hemp Rescue down there.
and seeing what it
my cats get it every day.
Yeah,
I give them 500 milligram every day, and they're. I had,
that's why
like
they
I told
lived
you
at 22
earlier.
years old, right?
Yeah, I had an outside cat. Although I brought him in every night into the back garage, but they got the CBD oil every day, and she lived at 22. I finally put her down because she was getting wobbly, and she's outside during the day. I was worried about her.
Yeah.
And I was moving. So
22 is long.
She lived a good life.
That's great. All right,
She
Mark.
was mama's on, though. She ran the house.
What are some of your other top-selling products at House of Nutrition besides the CBD
Our Terry
oil?
Nutrition product line. I love that.
Okay.
They're out of Green Bay.
What's the name of it?
Terry Naturally.
Terry Naturally. Okay.
If you have inflammation, if you have pain, that's one to get. We guarantee it or your money back. They have so many great products. I have a sales rep from there, and Steve Ogren used to tell me when we first got Terry Naturally product line, this rep, he said, my God, he hasn't changed. I knew him when he worked, many years ago. I knew him when he worked for another company. He hasn't changed one bit. And I didn't think that much about it. But come to think of it, he was just in last week. He hasn't changed a bit in the whole time I've known him. Not a bit. He's in his 50s. He looks like he's in his 20s or early 30s.
Wow.
And I kind of found out what he takes from Terry Naturally, and I'm taking it too. And they measure the antioxidant level in food and vitamin supplements with the ORAC value. Don't ask me what the acronym stands for, I forget, but it's the ORAC value. So, blueberries is supposed to be high in antioxidants. So the ORAC value for a bowl of blueberries is 5,000.
Okay.
Oh.
We have turmeric with boswellia in it, and I think the grapeseed extract, but the ORAC value is 1.5 million.
Wow.
So that's
a lot of blueberries.
Yeah.
it is. So I'm taking that twice a day, and you literally don't rust. It stops the breakdown of cells. So
Wow.
hopefully I won't change, but we'll see. Wish I'd been taking it all my life.
Well, eventually time catches up to all of us.
Time will, it will take over.
But you're living your best life as long as you can.
Yeah. It's my aunt. I mean, my mother and my aunt both lived to 102.
Oh, wow.
And my aunt used to
102?
say 102.
Wow.
My aunt just recently died. She's my godmother too, of COVID. But
Man.
she used to say, she felt like she was in her 20s, but her body just didn't cooperate, But she was really good. Both of them were super smart until they died. They were sharp, super sharp, I mean.
Yeah. So now if someone doesn't really know what to take and where to start, could they come in and see you? And
Yes.
what might be some of your recommendations for them?
Well, it depends on what it is, the problem is.
What their goals are and things.
Yeah, we're not physicians, so we don't
True.
prescribe, but we can just educate them.
Yeah.
And we have tons of books. We'll give them books on it.
And your great staff is very good.
Yeah, we still have Dave Kosiski. We have
Callie.
Matt Miller. Callie's the manager. She's got her degree in Chinese medicine.
Oh, wow.
Beth is a newcomer, but she's up there. She passed me now in her knowledge. So she's doing really good. So,
Yeah, the staff is very good with the customers that come in. They tell, hey, I think this will help, this and that.
Yeah, this herb is known to help that issue. We have a lot of customers. They have good luck at it. We can say that. But, we don't want to prescribe.
Right.
Understandable.
But they work, let me tell you.
Mark, so you carry a lot of locally in Wisconsin sourced items at your place. Can you name a few of those items, and how do you find these?
I actually go out and looking for that. Like we had a kombucha called Love Bucha. It was really popular.
So good.
But unfortunately, after, during the pandemic and everything, she lost her business. But we have a new one. Lydia Davis is her name. She makes it at Public Brewing, and we sell that in the store, and we sell it at the farmer market.
Cool.
We have some great protein powders. We have a green powder and a berry powder. That's made by Pat Moulter. She's out of South Milwaukee. That's an incredible green powder. I love to start my day off with that in a smoothie. It's all organic, and I know all the ingredients are first rate. And if you don't have time for a smoothie, you can put a teaspoon in applesauce and go, and you're still getting all that nutrition. I've got Amy Schmealer that makes herb powders. As a matter of fact, Amy used to work as the chef at Andrea's. Now she has a protein powder for beauty, for different. She's got like 3 different ones for different.
So you love keeping it local.
I do, and she's going to be at the next market with us.
Oh, that's
she'll
right.
Be talking.
She'll
be. Yeah, we're going to be at the public market, the indoor market on November 6th is the first day. Amy's going to be there.
Okay, so then people can find the House of Nutrition at the Kenosha Public Market.
Correct.
It's at the indoor market at the Vault.
Correct.
And you are at the spiritual market as well, but that might be over by the time this comes out.
Oh, okay.
But if they're back, you'll be back as well when they're there, because you're a big supporter of the spiritual market at the Roadie. So everybody go check out House of Nutrition at the Kenosha Public Market, indoor market at the Vault. A few more questions for you here, Mark. I want to hear a success story. When a customer comes in, is in pain or something.
Yeah, I've got so many.
And you guys say, hey, take this. I want to hear a success story.
I had one about my dog.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah.
You did.
And that's another thing with the CBD. We had a gentleman out of Milwaukee who wrote into our website. And I guess he was taking the Hemp Rescue for something. And he said he didn't get it didn't fix all his issues at first, but he kept taking it anyhow. And about 2 to 3 weeks later, he noticed the problem that he was taking for was gone all of a sudden.
Wow.
And
There you go.
so sometimes it can be immediate. Sometimes it, like the turmeric that we sell, a lot of times I notice it takes about 2.5 days to get into the system and start really working. So people that want that immediate,
Well, yeah,
you know,
that's
you got to wait for it to kick in.
Right.
You know?
Go through your system, so to
Right.
speak. Oh, that's a good success story.
But we've had a lot of success stories, and like I said, a lot of the products that we sell, we guarantee your money back to work.
Wow. Yes.
If they don't, we'll find one that does, or
There you go.
maybe you're hopeless. I don't know.
Well, then I got to ask you some other things. You're also involved in the community in other ways.
Yes.
You're involved with the History Center. And
Yes.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Oh, yeah. I love the History Center. I love Kenosha. So I've been on that board for maybe 4 years now.
No.
Okay.
And that is really interesting. The people that are at the History Center are very passionate about Kenosha. We're trying to make strategic plans on what we're going to do with the History Center. What I'd like to see.
Well, I know where this is going. I think we think the same.
I'd like to see the History Center build a car museum where the Chrysler engine plant used to be, where the new innovation center is going to be.
I agree with you 100%.
I think that would be so cool.
Yep.
I know when I was a little kid, my dad used to take me to Dearborn, Michigan. I'd go through the Ford Museum and just seeing all the cars they had. And, I think that would be so neat to do for Kenosha. And then keep the regular history museum, maybe make that more of a maritime, and also Kenosha, just, all about Kenosha.
I mean, the History Center is so buried down there. It is a hidden treasure in Kenosha. I wish that it would just all move to the new uptown area. I think it would be fantastic.
I wish they could have kept at least one building there, for potential to be something like that, instead of just being so quick to tear everything down,
Yeah.
But it's done, so.
But so I'm on that. I'm on the bid board downtown.
Oh, yes, the old bid board.
Yep. And I think.
And I did see you at a meeting last Tuesday there. Yeah,
You saw me in action.
Yeah, you held your own pretty good there, Mark. That was an intense meeting.
It was. They're always intense, but they're good. And I think we have the best group, because I've been to a lot of bid meetings. And not to say any of the past members.
You have a good clique, a good group this time.
We do. It's not always a good clique, though, and that's why I think it's one of the best mixes that we've had on the bid
There's so
board.
many different point of views, and everybody kind of comes together.
We have a couple people that are against the bid on the board now. And I think that is really good. I think it opens their eyes to things. I think it opens our eyes to things. So now, I think it's working great, and I see us doing a lot of good things now. It's going to do well.
Now that you guys are going to be working with Visit Kenosha, I think the sky's the limit.
Yep.
DKI, it's around, but it's not funded.
Yeah.
And I think bid with Visit Kenosha is going to bring downtown to the next level. I really do. That's why I showed up to the meeting. I wanted to make sure that was going to go through.
Okay.
Because I love Visit Kenosha. I'm kissing their behinds. I love what they do.
Yeah, they're great.
There seems like a lot of these groups, though, in Kenosha. It's almost like are we oversaturated with these groups? We got like BID, we got Visit Kenosha, we got the DKI, we got
all different functions, though.
Yeah, okay.
And, the BID funds DKI.
Not anymore. Boosh.
Well, there's another one that I can't think of, but
Kava?
Kava's another
But
one.
they're all very different.
Yeah.
And,
I'm going to start a board, the K-Town Connects board.
The BID, their mission statement is to promote businesses, give people packets. That's something that was lacking in the past. I never got any help when I was starting. It was really bad back then.
Right.
And, trying to get funding or trying to start up, I was on my own. But I just did it, and I wanted to keep that vitamin store down there. And it turned out to be the right thing, but it could have gone south too. I think I'm lucky.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't make it.
Right.
Yeah.
But you got a good staff, you got a good head on your shoulders, and you got a great establishment.
Oh, thank you.
No, thank you for being down there, Mark.
And that's House of Nutrition and Wellness, located at 5824 6th Avenue. You can find their website at thenutritionhouse.com. They're open Monday through Friday, 10 to 6. Saturdays 9 to 5, and Sundays noon to 4, 7 days a week.
Yep, and find them on Facebook and Instagram. They're always doing great posts on there as well.
Yeah, all right. I think we'll take our second break, and we'll be right back with the wrap-up with Mark Wistar.
And we're back.
We're back from that great break.
And what a great break it was. And we're here with Mark Wistar from House of Nutrition, and it is time for the Kenosha Connects questions. And Kenosha Connects is brought to you by Lulu Birds. Are you looking for the perfect gift for someone special?
Funny you bring that up. I am.
Then stop on in at Lulu Birds, 720 58th Street, and check out their newly expanded storefront with double the space for more great treasures.
Wow. Lulu Birds blends the old with the new to bring out your unique personality. Joy and her staff are always bringing in new items, so their ever-evolving inventory will keep your attention with every visit.
Stop on by Lulu Birds in beautiful downtown Kenosha for a great shopping experience.
That's Lulu Birds, 720 58th Street.
All right, Mark, you ready for the Kenosha Connects questions?
Ready.
All right, what was the last great meal you had in Kenosha?
It was at House of Gerhardt.
Hey.
Or is that Pleasant Prairie?
It's close
It
enough.
counts.
It's fine.
Okay.
It counts. It's
Yep.
a great
That was
place.
Friday. Yep.
You were there recently as well,
Yes,
Jason.
I was. I spent a lot of money there, but it was
Yep.
delicious.
It is.
It was.
Love it.
Everything
It was
was delicious.
packed.
Yeah.
Which I was so happy to see.
Yeah. Delicious food there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mark. Where in Kenosha would you recommend someone go for a first date?
Probably Apis.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great place.
I have not been there yet.
It's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hear. Yeah. Almost like it's too fancy for me, but I went to House of Gerhardt,
That's
so
true.
yeah.
That's true. You did. All right. Favorite Kenosha event?
Let's see.
There's so many great ones.
There is probably the Mahone Jazz Fest, Rhythm and Blues
yes.
Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Go to that every year.
Cool.
All right. Favorite local place to see a band? Do you get out and see bands anymore?
Oh, yeah. Let's see. To see a band would be in Harborside.
Fusion.
Fusion.
Yes.
Oh,
there
yeah.
you go,
Yeah.
Mark. Favorite pizza place in Kenosha? I know
Wow.
it's a
That's
toss-up.
hard.
I mean, it changes every
Okay.
time you order.
True, but I love Villa de Carlo.
So good.
Love Villa de Carlo and Casa Capri. I love Luigi's too, though.
Mm-hmm.
That I'd say Luigi's and Villa de Carlo. Yeah.
Nobody ever says just one.
I know. It's so
Yeah.
hard.
They always
It
say, there's
is.
this one, there's this one, there's this one.
Oh yeah.
It's like whatever mood you're in that day.
you got
know.
Valero's.
Yeah, Vallejo's, you can't
Or Vallejo's,
Sales
yeah.
pizza. Sales pizza.
Yeah,
is-
Sales.
is-
Oh, yeah.
So good.
Kaiser's great.
Yes.
Kaiser's.
Yes.
They make a kickin' baconless and tomato pizza.
Oh, yeah.
Some
Yeah.
friends were over at my house. It was incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where can you find the best burrito in Kenosha?
Best burrito.
Are you a burrito man?
I am. I would say, on Sheridan Road.
La Fagata?
La Fagata.
Yes.
I love La Fagata.
Yes, so
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Great food.
Yeah.
When is the last time you rode the streetcar?
Ooh, it's been a while. It was pre-pandemic, I guess.
Yeah.
Sadly to say.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think it's more for kids anyway, or tourists.
I
you know.
always
Yeah.
have fun when I'm on it, though.
Yeah.
I bet
You know,
Max loves it.
Yeah, he was on it pre-pandemic. He liked it.
Yeah. So I'll have to get back on it. Yep.
All right. Here's one I know you got a good answer for. Which now closed Kenosha business do you wish you could bring back?
Ooh.
Manjas.
Ah,
Oh, yeah.
that was one of your favorites.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
That was a great place.
Had my wedding party there, everything. I love Manjas.
You know, I don't understand why they didn't transfer that over into like extension of the Stella, like kind of connect it where it could have been, part of like the restaurant where, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I wish Mondra's would come back, but I've heard that building was sold to Stella for parking.
Yeah.
We'll see if that comes true.
We got the parking garage across the
That
street
again
now.
was damaged during the riots.
They had a fire in there.
For what reason, I have no clue because it had nothing,
Right there, it was already closed, They had some great brunch there at mine.
Oh, they
so-
did.
Oh,
And events.
Yeah.
Remember when Tony Montalbano was
Yes.
doing things there?
Yeah.
I mean, to have somebody like, I went down to Peru. I was in Lima at a restaurant down there. And it was called Astrid and Gaston. And Astrid came over to the table. Beautiful woman. And I said, I'm from Kenosha. And this was a high-end, really incredible restaurant, like a Lina, But anyhow, very expensive. And I said, I'm from Kenosha, Wisconsin. I said, have you ever heard of Tony Montalbano? Oh, yeah. In Lima, Peru. Yeah.
wow,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Now, her husband had a restaurant also in Chicago. I forget what it was called now, but yeah. Anyhow, that was a great
Small
place.
world, right?
Yep.
I mean,
She knew
Wow.
Yeah. Yep. Tony Montalbano.
All right, when was the last time you swam in Lake Michigan?
Or at least put your foot in there.
Yeah, dabbled.
This summer, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right down there. You might
Yeah,
as
I
well,
go
right?
for a walk usually every day down there. Well, I did.
Well, I saw you the other day walking. Remember?
Yeah.
I said, hey, remember, you're going to be on the podcast.
Yep. That's right. Yep.
All right, so Mark, do you listen to WLIP 1050?
Yes.
All right, what is your favorite show on that radio station? Do you have one?
Oh,
You look like a Lenny Palmer kind of guy.
no.
Does he?
Maybe, yeah. Lou
Oh, Vergani.
Vergani. I like
Kenosha.
listening to some of his because
You can just go down the rabbit hole of Kenosha history with
yeah,
him. It's
some of the plays he reminded me of when I first moved here. Like Val's Bill of Fare, things like that. Yeah. And of course, Frank and Kim. I love listening to the Frank and Kim, Carmichael
that's
show.
a great show as well.
I love that one.
It's funny you mentioned Bill of Fare. A few of our past guests worked there.
Yes.
Dr. Dale Destruction worked there, and another one of our recent guests that we just had on.
I can't remember
That was
what
a
it
Was
was.
it Lamacchia?
Oh, yes.
Tom
Yes,
Carnes?
Tom Carnes.
They both worked
there as
at
well.
Bill of Fare.
That was a
over there.
place to go.
That's what I
They
hear.
had bands in the basement.
Wow.
Lounge down there, and that was a great place.
Don't see that stuff anymore nowadays.
Yeah, it's too bad. Speaking of these lounges and bars, in which Kenosha bar do you think you spent the most money at?
Ooh.
Back in the day, you mean?
Anytime in your life, yeah.
Probably, can't think of it. Next to Tenuda's, drawing a blank.
Ron's place?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ron's place, I used to go there.
Okay.
The place down the street from Gateway, Fireside.
Oh, Fireside.
We used to go there because, I was in student government. We'd go there. We'd have our meetings and, have a few beers. And so I was there quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nowadays it's Swedes, right?
Yeah.
Because you go to Swedes, you're a
Yes,
big fan
Swedes
of
is a great
Jones soup,
place.
right? You like Jones
Yes,
soup.
she's got the best, but she hasn't been making that.
She told me she was going to start getting back on.
God,
it
I
now.
hope so.
I know.
It's some of the best.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
really good. All right, last one here, Mark. Big Star or The Spot?
Ooh. Well,
You don't eat that junk, do you?
I do. I love Big Star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that does it. Well, that was the Kenosha Connects, and that was brought to you by Lulu Birds.
And what time is it now?
Ding, ding, ding. It's trivia time. And trivia is brought to you by the Downtowner Saloon.
Mosey on over to the Downtowner Saloon, 707 56th Street, for mouth-watering Southwest-inspired foods made in their scratch kitchen.
Dana and Terry Nelson bring their home cooking to downtown Kenosha, as the Downtowner Saloon offers up memorable brisket, original rubs, and the greatest smoked meats in town.
That's right, Donny. Stop on by and enjoy a fantastic meal, or just have a few cold ones. Avoid the typical restaurant and stop into the Downtowner Saloon for something different. Down there at 707 56th Street.
Yep, see more at downtownersaloonkenosha.com.
All right. Now, for our trivia segment
I'm
here
a little
with
nervous.
Donnie against Mark. I figured
Okay.
House of Nutrition, what's better than nutrition trivia, vitamins
There we go.
in particular. So
Flintstone vitamins.
that's not on here.
Yeah.
It would have been a good one. I could match up the colors with the characters. But no, we have vitamin trivia. This is from How Stuff Works. And this is a multiple choice. So, Donnie, you have a chance.
All right.
Ah,
all right.
okay.
Donnie, we're going to start with you so Mark can kind of see how it works
All
here.
right.
Okay.
Donnie?
Like a 2-year-old.
The word vitamin is a combination of what 2 words? Is it A, vital amine, B, vicious mint, or C, winter amyl?
A.
You are correct.
Hey.
Oh, uh-oh.
Donnie, you won.
What can I say?
So that's how it works.
That's pretty good.
All right.
I wouldn't have guessed that.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Well, that was a guess from me. I didn't know.
Mark, here's an easy one for you. Vitamins perform what important function in the body? Do they A, serve as catalysts in chemical reactions, B, root out and eliminate free radicals, or C, keep our kidneys from growing out of control?
It's pretty easy. Yeah, B.
No, it's A.
Oh, it is A.
Vitamins are specialized molecules that serve as catalysts in chemical reactions in our bodies.
Oh, uh-oh.
Whoa.
For example, vitamin C fosters the chemical conversion of Okay, never mind.
Well, I guess I'm thinking we have a lot of food-based vitamins. That's the ones I like because your body knows what to do with those.
All right.
So,
Excuses.
So when you say chemical reactions, it's kind of a bad
Sounds
term
weird,
for me.
right?
Yeah.
All right, Donnie. Sure.
Oh, I'm going to
So
win.
1 for Donnie, 0 for Mark
Yeah.
so far.
Woo.
Yep.
Donnie, number 2.
All right, let's
I
hear
think this is loaded.
Usually it's loaded to you, though, Mark.
Yeah.
Donnie, which of these vitamins produces the collagen responsible for skin, bone, teeth, and cartilage production? Is it vitamin A, vitamin C, or vitamin B12?
Vitamin C?
You are 2 for...
Oh, no.
2 for 2. Wow.
I've been in a drought. I haven't won in about 20 episodes.
Mark, here we go. You got
Okay.
this one. Which of these packs the most vitamin C? Orange juice, strawberries, or kiwi fruit?
Kiwi fruit. Really?
Strawberries contain almost twice as much vitamin C as orange
no
juice
kidding.
and a little more than kiwi fruit.
Wow.
Because I know kiwi's very high.
It is very high.
Wow.
I wouldn't have known that as well.
I should have switched them then, huh?
Yeah, which one would you have guessed?
I would have said, what was the first one? Orange?
Orange juice?
Yeah. I would've said orange
Okay.
juice.
Okay. I didn't know strawberries had that much.
Donnie, number 3.
All right, I'm ready. I'm going to wrap it up with this one.
Which of these vitamins helps prevent rickets, a condition of abnormal or underdeveloped bone growth? Vitamin A, vitamin C, or vitamin D?
Vitamin C.
Yep. Oh, that was
No.
too easy.
Oh.
Vitamin D is essential in preventing rickets.
All right.
All right. Here's a chance, Mark. It's comeback time.
All right.
Riboflavin, niacin, and thiamine are all members of what vitamin family? D, K, or B?
B.
You got it.
Hey!
There we go. Your Mark's on the board. 2-1.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
It's time for the comeback. Donnie, number 4 for you.
I'm ready. I'm getting nervous.
Donnie, which B vitamin helps prevent cervical cancer and reduces osteoporosis? Is it thiamine, niacin, or folic acid?
Folic acid.
Wow, you are a
Yep.
good guesser.
That is good. Yeah.
I totally guessed.
Wow.
Wow.
All right, Mark, you need to win them all to tie. So let's see
Yep.
here. Number 4 for you. Which vitamin is the only one we don't consume through eating or drinking? Only one we don't consume.
Okay.
Vitamin C, vitamin D, or vitamin K?
K.
No, vitamin D is the only vitamin. We get that from sunlight.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. Oh, my God. Well, Donnie, you want to work for me?
Donnie, number 5 for
I'm
you.
going to hang this over your head for so
I know.
long.
I know.
Donnie, what does vitamin K do? Does it produce serotonin, assist in blood clotting, or convert fat to muscle?
Convert fat to muscle.
No.
Ah.
Nope. I knew that one.
You knew which one it was. B,
B, yep.
assist in blood clotting. All right, Mark, last one just for...
Okay.
Which vitamin can be stored in the liver for up to a year? Vitamin A, vitamin B, or vitamin C?
That would be A.
You are right.
Hey, ding, ding, ding.
While most vitamins must be replenished on a regular basis, vitamin A can be stored in the liver for up to a year. Wow. So this is a momentous occasion where Donny has actually won
Yes.
a game of trivia.
Thank you for rigging the game for me, Mark.
Probably
I
because he
appreciate
hangs
it.
out at the House of Nutrition.
That's right.
Yeah,
I
guess
see when
so.
you talk to me when I'm there,
Yeah.
I listen, Mark.
Yep.
I owe this victory to it's a victory for me, it's a victory for you as well.
Good, thank
and
you.
with that, Mark, you will win a free coffee to Harborside Common Ground.
I love Harborside.
That's
Yes.
right. Harborside is located at 5159 6th Avenue in beautiful downtown Kenosha. It's a great coffee house with an unbelievable view of Lake Michigan, offering tasty sandwiches, delicious espresso, and of course, great coffee drinks. They're open 7 days a week from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
Yeah, so get that coffee, Mark.
You might see me in there
Yeah.
getting my
You might
coffee.
see me in there as well.
That's my favorite place to hang out and
Yeah.
just chill in that back room
Oh,
looking
yeah.
out over the harbor.
Yeah, it's
So you get that morning
Which
sun
I saw,
coming in.
it was so windy. I saw waves in the
I
harbor
know,
today.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
insane. All
So
right.
once again, that's Mark Wistar. He's the owner of House of Nutrition and Wellness. They're located downtown at 5824 6th Avenue. Find their website at thenutritionhouse.com. And they're open 7 days a week, Monday through Friday, 10 to 6. Saturdays, 9 to 5. Sundays, noon to 4. Follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Well, Mark, that was so much fun. Thank you for coming in and doing the K-Town Connects podcast.
Anytime. Thank you, guys.
That was great. Way better than I thought it was going to go.
It's just because you won.
I'm the winner.
Yep.
So we need to take one more moment to thank our
I'm glad
sponsors.
Donnie's well educated in supplements.
Yes, I owe it all to you.
He's
That's
a good guesser, I think. That's what it was.
Well, let's thank our sponsors real quick. Captain Mike's,
The Downtowner Saloon,
Hey.
Bluehorn Digital,
Union Park Tavern,
CarBox,
Lucci's Grandview,
and Faded Barbershop for Men,
Wink Beauty Boutique,
and of course, Luigi's Pizza Kitchen.
and of course, Harborside Common Grounds.
Well, there's another episode of the K-Town Connects podcast in the bank.
Woohoo!
And that was a great time, great conversation. I feel very healthy after this episode.
Good.
And
But Donnie,
Yeah.
I mean, what are we doing here, though?
you know what? We are connecting Kenosha.
All right.
I'm from Kenosha, I say Kenosha, that great big